This is mathematics class based on NCERT of class 4. Today's chapter is a trip to Bhopal and this is chapter number 3. Now, first come motivational quote. The quote is given by Albert Einstein, a great physicist. The quote is about anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. The key is to keep trying. Suppose students, you solve a mathematics problem and you make mistakes. Then some of you may get demotivated that you make mistakes, you can't solve it. Now, students, think a simple way that if you solve a mathematics problem by your own after some mistakes, then after some time you can solve the problem by your own. You don't need a help from anyone else. And when you learn something by your own without anyone helps, then this remain in you whole time. Now, when you want to go anywhere, you have to plan how to go that place. Actually, last year students, most of you went for a educational trip, and to arrange a trip, you have to plan. And let us go through the points that when you want to go to a trip, then you have to remember the following things. That is how to arrange a trip. First, budget. Budget means you have to collect the money, that is how much you have to expense in every cases. Second, place. That is where you want to go. Third is date and time. That is on which day you want to go and when the journey will start. Fourth is transportation. That is, you want to go to the trip by bus or by train or by airplane. Fifth is distance and travel time. That is, how after how much time you will go to the place and what is the distance between your place and the place where you want to go. Then come food. That is, during the time of the trip, what food you will eat. Next, expenses. That is, how much money you will expense in that place or how much money you have to expense to go to that place. Then, things to carry. That is, what you will carry with you when you want to go that place. Now, as this chapter is based on Bhopal, so first you have to know that where Bhopal is situated. Now obviously Bhopal is situated in India and Bhopal is the capital of Madhya Pradesh. Now you tell me what is the capital of the state where you live. Now see the map of India and observe where Bhopal is situated. As I have told you that Bhopal is situated in Madhya Pradesh and it is the capital of Madhya Pradesh. You can easily see this by observing the map. Here, this pink color is Madhya Pradesh and this is Bhopal. I have shown the position of Bhopal by this arrow marks. If you observe these arrow marks, you see that this arrow marks ends close to Bhopal. Now, if I observe another state, say Telangana. If you observe that the block letters indicates the state and another thing is written with the state, that is the capital. Look, it is indicated here that state oblique UT capital. UT means Union Territory by black dot and by red box indicated country capital, that is here. This is the country capital, that is Delhi is the capital of India, or New Delhi is the capital of India. Now, next, this purple line indicates international boundary. See, this is purple line and this indicates the boundary. That is international boundary. That is boundary of India with Pakistan, boundary of India with China, boundary of India with Nepal, boundary of India with Bangladesh, boundary of India with Bhutan, boundary of India again with China, then boundary of India with Myanmar. So, by observing this, we learn a lot of things. That is how to observe a map and how to identify different things. Now, another, if I say what are the boundary states of Madhya Pradesh? Boundary states mean the states which are situated all around the state or the neighboring states. Here, if I observe that the neighboring state of Madhya Pradesh is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. That is, this is Madhya Pradesh, and these are the neighboring state of Madhya Pradesh. This is not, again I repeat, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh. These are the neighboring states. Another thing you can observe that this white line represents the state oblique UT boundary. That is, if I observe that there is a white line and this white line indicates the boundary of two states, that is Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. If I observe this, then I can say that this white line indicates the boundary between two states, Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Now, if anyone asks you that how many states and union territories are in India, what is the answer? There are 28 states and 9 union territory. Now, how you observe that there are 28 states in India? There is a method of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So, by counting, we see that there are 28 states. Now, how many union territories in India? 9. What are these? Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. 2. Now, number 3 is Chandigarh. 3. Number 4 is New Delhi. 4. Number 5 is Puducherry. Number 6 is Lakshadweep. Number 7 is Andaman and Nicobar Island. Number 8 is Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Number 9 is Daman and Diu. So, by observing the map, we can learn about many things. Now, you have to do the following activities. First, look the Indian map of the previous page and tell me the name of state you stay. That is, where you stay, you have to tell the name of state. Second, write the border states of Madhya Pradesh. I have already tell you that what are the border states of Madhya Pradesh. Now, first you have to read the things. Now, students are arranged to go to a trip to Bhopal. Now come to the text. What is written here? Today Sugandha is very excited. All the children of her school are going on a trip to Bhopal with their teachers. Miss Meenakshi and Mr. Rakesh are talking about the number of buses needed. Miss Meenakshi and Mr. Rakesh are the teachers of the school. Now, Miss Meenakshi tells that we will need 4 buses. Mr. Rakesh, I think we need at least 5. Miss Meenakshi, each bus has 50 seats. Mr. Rakesh, let us see how many children are going. Now, in class 1, the number of children 33, class 2 32, class 3 42, class 4 50, class 5 53. So, what is the total number of children you have to add? Now, what is the addition? 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 3 10. Carry 1. Now 5 plus 5 10, 10 plus 4 14, 14 plus 3 17, 17 plus 3 20, plus 1 21. So what is the answer of the first question? So there are a total of 210 children going. Now the girl is thinking that, do you need 4 buses? One bus can take 50 children. So 4 buses can take about how many children? 50 into 4. What is the multiplication result of 50 into 4? That is 0 comes. 5 into 4. What is the result? 20. So, how many children are there in 4 buses? 200. Now, what is the second question? If they get 4 buses, how many children will get seats? Now, we see that each bus can take 50 children. So, 4 buses can take 200 children. So, 200 children will get seats. Now, there are total 210 children and 4 buses can carry 200 children. So, how many children are left without seats? You have to subtract the number 200 from 210. That is 210 minus 200 is equal to 10. Now, what she says? For just a few children, what is the number of few children? 10. We can't get another bus. We can share seats. Now, in 4 buses, there can go 200 children, and these 200 children can sit or can get seats. So, only for 10 children, we can't hire another bus. How we can go? We can go by sharing the seats. Now, waiting for the buses, Shahiba jumps out of the line. Here, she shouts to see if the buses are coming. Now, when the buses are coming, she shouts loudly, "Hey, I can see them. Run, grab the window seats." So, what I say? We can see that students are not disciplined. They are excited to go and they are excited to see, and they are excited to run. But when students can go in a trip, or when students go in a trip, they must be in disciplined manner, otherwise accidents can happen. Now what the teacher says, stop, what is this, these buses are so small. Now there is an argument. Teacher says, we told you to bring big buses. Now where the bus driver says, we did not have enough big buses, so we got many mini buses. As the driver did not have big buses, so they bring many mini buses. Now what is the question? Question is, each minibus can take 35 students. Now, how many minibuses are needed? Earlier, what we saw that each bus can take 50 children. Here, each minibus can take 35 students. And how many minibuses are needed? Now, there are total number of children who want to go the trip is 210. Now 35 children can go in one minibus. So 210 children can go 6 minibuses. So 6 minibuses are required to take 210 children. I tell you this one line, that is the division. Now, what is the method of the division? Come about this. Methods of division. First method. Number of children in one minibus is 35. Number of children in two minibuses 70. Now, is there 70 students? No, there were 210 students. So, we can carry this method. Now, number of children in 3 minibuses 105. Number of children in 4 minibuses 140. Number of children in 5 minibuses 175. Number of children in 6 minibuses 210. So, the total number of children in 6 minibuses is 210. That is, how many minibuses are needed? 6 minibuses are needed. But this method is a quite longer method. Now there is a shortcut. What is the method? See, this is second method of division. I have to divide the number 210, that is the total number of children, with the number 35. What is the number 35? 35 is the number of children in each minibuses. Now, if I observe these two numbers, what I can say? 35 is divided by 5 and 210 is also divided by 5. If I divide 35 with 5, what I get? I get 7. And if I divide 210 with 5, what I get? 42. How? 210 divided by 5. 5 4s are 20. Rest is 10. 5 2s are 10. So, this is 42. Now, if I divide 42 by 7, 7 and 42, then I get 6. This is the second method of division. Now, as an example, if I give you 420, you have to divide 420 with which number? With 35. Now, both the numbers are divided by 5. Now, I divide 35 by 5, I get 7. And 420 divided by 5 is 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20. 5 5s are 25. 5 6 are 30. 5 7 35. 5 8 40. So this is 8. Now what is the remainder? Remainder is 2. Now 2 and this 0 comes. Now this becomes 20. Now 5 4s are 20. Now if I divide 84 by 7, what I get? 7 1s are 7 and 14. 7 2s are 14. What is the answer? 12. I think this method is clear to everybody. Now if this method is not clear, I again practice this. That is, we have to divide 240 by 20. Now both this number can be divided by 10. Now 10 into 2, 20. 10 into 2, 20. Next there are 40. 10 into 4, 40. Now 24 divided by 2. 2 1s are 2. 2 2s are 4. Actually for this you have to remember the multiplication tables very carefully. If you make any mistake of remembering the multiplication tables, you can't do it. This is a special trick. Now I have told you that if you observe 210 and 35, you can see that both are divided by 5. How I can tell? If I observe the multiplication table of 5, what I observe? 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20, 5 5s are 25. So what I observe? The number divided by 5 has the last digit of either 5 or 0. Now if I observe these two numbers, what I observe? The last digit of 35 is 5 and the last digit of 210 is 0. So both of them are divided by 5. This is another method to remember that how this number can be divided by 5. Or you can simply tell that 5 7s are 35, so 35 divided by 5. Now I have to observe that whether the number 210 is divided by 5 or not. Now 5 4s are 20. Next is 10. 5 2s are 10. So 5 4s are 20, 5 2s are 10, that is 42. I think you can do it. If you can't do it, you practice it again and again. Then after some time, you will learn to solve this. Now do it. First is 121 divided by 11. And what is the method? You have to solve this by the second method of division. Second is 112 divided by 28. Third is 625 divided by 25. Fourth, 540 divided by 30. Now homework. There are two homeworks. First is, on one bench 3 children can sit. Find the number of benches required for 36 children. Second question, one bus can carry 48 children. Find the number of buses required to carry 240 children. Now complete all before attending the next session. Thank you. This is all about today's class.